So a little more than a month ago, I made a video saying everything I wanted in Season 3 OG, and basically it was just explaining, like, things that can help, like, revive the game mode, because, I mean, zero build averages less than 30k, and builds average just over 30k, almost 40k, and then ranked doesn't even, like, that OG regular Battle Royale ranked OG is going to get taken down soon. I can just see it. Only 1.5 thousand players playing that. And, I mean, the biggest reason is because it's just simply not OG enough. And with the last video I made, I talked about, like, having the health bar back, having the icons back and everything. And although we got the tack icon back, which is great, I love it, we're still missing some things. But this video I'm just going to talk about, like, those things, but also including other things that they need to change to revive this mode that I feel like I haven't really done too well with explaining in the last video. So let's get into it. So the first thing I want to talk about is this photo I have right here. This video was made by Tricky 3 weeks ago, and the question for the video was OG really that perfect? And there was a comment that actually stood out to me, and I'm going to read it to you and show it on screen. So he responds to the question for was OG Fortnite really that perfect? This person says, it was amazing, and if Epic actually wanted to recapture that OG feel with current OG, then they would actually care to listen to the community's feedback instead of flat out ignoring us. We need fixed grass textures, OG movement animations, OG HUD, OG storm circles, OG weapon models, and yet they ignore and ignore and ignore, and it's really getting tiring. To be honest, ever since Chapter 5's pathetic release, I completely lost any ounce of faith for this company to actually care for its player base. I'll still play OG because it's still fun, but all the inaccuracies really get annoying, and it makes it worse when people on Twitter expose Epic and show that these fixes can all be done in like 10 minutes, and yet Epic will just ignore and ignore as they have been since the release of OG. To be honest, I couldn't say this comment any better. This is exactly how I feel about the mode. And it's really sad, honestly. You know, yeah, like, he does say he still plays OG because it's fun, but with all the inaccuracies, it gets annoying. And that's exactly how I feel. Like, I'm on level 138 right now, and I have only played OG. I haven't done any XP glitches. I've only played OG and a little bit of creative. But all of those levels were from OG mostly. And I haven't played even a single regular Chapter 6 Battle Royale game. I've only played 2 matches of the Getaway for Chapter 6. That's all I played for Chapter 6 so far. And I don't plan on playing anymore. I don't even plan on playing the Star Wars season. I have lost all faith in just Fortnite Battle Royale itself since Chapter 5's release, just like this guy. Chapter 5 really let me down. Now, the Marvel season was good and all, and I actually liked the Marvel season, I'm not gonna lie. But, like, I just wish, like, we had a different map that could have been better for the Marvel season. And, I mean, it's gonna be the exact same for the Star Wars season. I saw the map changes for it, and it looks kind of bad. Like, you're only in the corners, so you're only going to be in the Star Wars locations for, like, 2 minutes until you got to start moving. But, yeah, talking about OG again, though. So he brings up we need fixed grass textures, OG movement animations, OG HUD, OG storm circles, and OG weapon models. And that is exactly what they need to bring back. Now, I'm not going to lie, they have done better with bringing the models and the icons out. I believe the only models we still need are the bandages. But in terms of icons, we just need the AR and the pistol. But for model, we just need bandages, I believe. But, yeah. We genuinely need the storm circles back. Because no one complained about them. I didn't hear a single person complain about the OG storm circles. And they changed it to, like, the Chapter 5 or 6 ones. They changed the grass to the Chapter 5 ones. And I'm hearing rumors that for Season 4, they're changing the skybox to be chapter 5. And that's absolutely ridiculous. Like, are there certain things they have to do? Do they have to bring in some chapter 5 things? Like, I just don't get it. Like, they keep on changing things to make it less OG, and it really makes no sense. But we need the old grass back, which is literally right here, I think, too. Apparently, this photo has the OG grass. You can't really see it because this is in the way. But I saw, like, a regular photo of it, and it kind of looked like it was the OG grass. I can't really remember. But yeah, we need the OG grass back because, number one, it just looks better with the map. Like, I don't even care that it's OG. It just looks so much better with the map. This grass is horrible. It changes color on whatever it's on. And it's way too tall. We need that shorter, curvier, cartoony grass. Um, OG movement animations, perfect. I don't need OG movement because that's a quality of life change. And I get that quality of life changes won't be changed as much as they would be perfect for this mode to change back to the original. But I understand that we have to have sprinting, sliding, mantling, all that stuff, walking with big pots and minis and all that. I understand we need those stuff, but like we can at least bring the animations back. So I saw this comment right here. It says Fortnite is better now than it was in OG. People are blinded by good times. And that's just not true at all. Because I've spent the majority of Chapter 1 playing literally by myself. I've only played Chapter 1 with one other person, and that was Chase. I did play with my other cousin at some point, but he stopped playing in like Season 5 or... No, he stopped playing in like Season 6. It was either Season 6 or 7. And because all three of us used to play together a lot, but I played by myself a ton. I didn't have like a lot of friends that played the game at the time because that was at the era where either their parents didn't allow them to play it or they were just one of those kids who were like, man, I hate this game because it has guns. But yeah, blinded by the good times just isn't true at all. You probably just never experienced it, and yeah, you're never gonna understand how OG Fortnite really was compared to now if you didn't actually play at the time. So I would just keep my mouth shut. Now I found this video, it's by the same creator, Tricky, and it's called "How Nostalgia is Slowly Killing Fortnite Battle Royale." And let me tell you, it's just not. Like, I only want Chapter 1. I want everything in Chapter 1 back, not because of nostalgia, but how it's like it really affects how the game feels overall. And it's weird to explain, but if it was all here, you would actually understand. But since it's not, it's really hard to understand. But there was a comment right here that says, I'm not complaining about the OG mode, but if they had simply put in the effort of using the old Unreal Engine, like Save the World for the visuals, old HUD, sound effects, etc., I do not think we would have so many people complaining. I understand the game will likely never be how it was back in the day, but at least making it one-to-one could do some good. Little things like these really do matter. For example, Project Era/Rift/EasyFN, any of the private servers, they make me feel like I'm back in the old days. It is so fun to play on that rather than the OG mode we have. Again, these are not big things, but they can make a difference. And that's absolutely true. Like, it's not just having the big things like the weapons and the map, but more of the little things that make it feel, like Chapter 1. And it's just sad. And I don't think we should have old movement as much as I would love to have it back. But for zero build, and just because it's a quality of life change for this game, it should stay in as much as I would love to have the OG one back. But that I can see quality of life changes staying in OG, but like all these little things, like a health bar does not change gameplay. The grass doesn't change gameplay. The HUD doesn't change gameplay. The sound effects don't change gameplay. The graphics, I wouldn't really say that changes gameplay, just changes how you look at the game. But like they don't affect the gameplay, but that's the exact reason why they should be added into the game. If they don't affect the gameplay, then why aren't they in the game? Like that, it just doesn't make sense to me at all. And having the old animations, apparently I couldn't find the comment. I tried looking for it again, but I couldn't find it. Apparently, somewhere in the code, it says something about having like true or false for chapter 5 and chapter 4 movement. And if you don't know the differences, chapter 5 movement is what's in OG right now with the newer animations. They're still sprinting, mantling, sliding, and all that, but there's newer animations. Chapter four's movement has the new movement, the sliding, sprinting, mantling, but they have the Chapter 1 animations. And allegedly, now I don't know if this is true, they can, if they say false, that'll disable Chapter 5 movement and bring in Chapter 4 movement. Or it's the other way around. But that's what I heard. But if they can do that for this mode, that would make it so much better because these walking animations are absolutely horrible. I mean, I just don't understand why they're getting rid of every satisfying factor of the game and changing it. Like, people are always like, well, change is better. Well, no, not all changes are better. If a game wants to change, they better find a positive way to change instead of just negatively changing at a consistent rate like this game is doing. But yeah. Next comment. Saying it's just nostalgia is just disrespect at this point. Even more than disrespect, to be honest. For years, even near the conception of the game, we've been sharing our worries and grievances only to make it more enjoyable for all who play and to make it long-lasting. They take all that genuine criticism and call it nostalgia, as if the game has not completely changed right in front of our faces. It honestly baffles me how the community still defends Epic Games to this day. It's like they're foot soldiers for them. And that's honestly true. Like, you can't just say nostalgia for changes we want. Like, we wanted this OG mode not for nostalgia, but just to play plain old Fortnite. And they only gave us half of that. So I really don't understand what new gen players expect from us. And the fact that they're making up excuses saying we only want Chapter 1 for nostalgia and keep on trashing on it every single day. The one mode we want back, they keep trashing on it when I could say millions of things for regular Battle Royale that will tick newer players or just people who like modern Fortnite more off. Bothers me so much because we keep our mouths shut. But like, if I came up to someone who liked an older version of a game and said, no, you only like that because of, there's this in the game. There's this there that's not there now. And you would get mad about it. If you liked something about the game and said no because it's all in your head, basically, that's just not fair towards us at all. Like, no new gen player will understand how OG Fortnite was if you didn't play. And that's just a shame on you. But you can't be saying anything. You gotta keep your mouth shut. Next comment. If they just gave us 100% accurate OG to begin with, they would be making tons. And that's true. There would be probably on average, I would say 200,000 players a day. And during its new season launches, probably almost a million. I would say literally almost a million. Next comment. It's definitely not nostalgia. Chapter 1 just overall feels so refreshing compared to whatever they make now. Not saying new seasons aren't bad, just Chapter 1 is so much more simpler. No boons, no medallions, no NPCs, just pure combat. That's another true point. It's just we want to play the basic game it was when all you were doing was shooting people with guns, not using superpowers. Although, like he says here, not saying new seasons aren't bad. I love the Marvel season. But, like, it's not that, like, every superpower is bad, but when you make it OP, like that baseball bat that I've never used before, because I never even wanted to use it, like, if you're on a mountain, you hit someone, they're dead. Like, what's the fun in that? You could have the best loot in the game, and someone could be just using only a bat, and you're dead because of that. Like, there's no competition comparing that to OG. But I definitely have some good moments with the Marvel seasons and stuff. Now, going back to, like, the health bar type thing, people would be like, well, they can't bring it back because with zero builds, they have the bonus 50 shield thing, the over shield or whatever it is. They have the sprinting bar and everything. Well, Lachlan posted a video today, or whenever I don't know if this video is going to come out the day I make it. He posted a video where basically they have to spot differences in the Fortnite OG map, or just, it was, most of it was the Fortnite OG map. And, in one of the shots, it shows season 3, I believe. It was either season 3 or season 4. Um, it shows this image right here where it's the health bar, but they have the bonus 50 shield at the end of it, obviously being the difference because that wasn't a thing in chapter 1. But I mean, that looks fantastic. I actually really like that design, and they should, like, this is an exact reason, like, that having the newer health bar has to stay in Fortnite OG because of that. But, like, you look at this design, it looks literally perfect. I think it looks better than the new one, than the one we have now. And for the sprint bar, you can literally just put it under the health bar. It's really not that hard. And obviously for the ammo, it can go above the health bar, just like how it is in the photo. But, like, yeah, it's just, they're not trying, because they know no matter how much effort they put into it, they're gonna make some money off of it. And that's the worst part about Epic Games, because they definitely are the reason why this mode is only 50% actual OG. But yeah, that's for that type of topic. I also forgot to say that another model that is still not in the game is the OG grenade, and that bothers me mainly because the old explosion effects are fantastic, and I believe we have the loading screen of it. Yep, right here. If you most likely didn't notice this, but in the loading screen for season 3, they have the cartoony effects right here, like the cartoony explosions right here. But then they have the newer smoke coming from the rocket right here. Now, I don't know if this means they're gonna bring back the OG, cartoony effects. I really want them to, because they also highlighted chapter 1. That was something different that we don't have now. But, with the effort they've been putting into this mode, I highly doubt it. As much as I want them back, I highly doubt it. I don't think they're going to make any changes that I'm saying right now. I don't think they're going to change the health bar at all. I don't think they're going to change the, like, graphics or the sharpness of the map, which is another thing I want to talk about right now. The sharpness of the map. I'm going to get into a UEFN map created by random people real quick, and I just want to show you how sharp that map looks and how more real to OG that looks compared to what we have for the game mode OG. Also, getting into this creative map, I just want to point out that the OG health bar is in here. So yeah, Fortnite, bring it back. You already have it right here. Just got to put in the OG. So I just looked in replay mode on the new Star Wars update, and for some reason the health bar isn't there anymore, so they probably took it out. I don't know what reason they did that for, but it's whatever. It still doesn't mean they can't bring it into OG, so come on! Now, this is the Season 4 map, as you can see with Dusty Divot, but the graphics in Season 3 and Season 4 were very similar, and just coming up here, you can see how sharp and, like, darker in the areas that were dark and brighter in the areas that were bright are accurate to real OG Fortnite. And then, like, for the game mode, it's just too modern. It's too smooth to really have that OG feel. I mean, this map has the OG grass in it. It has everything OG in it. Literally everything, but weapons, because they are impossible to have other than the shotgun, the revolver, and certain things like guided missiles, Apatron, But it's so sharp, it's perfect. And then if you go to the mini map, or just the regular map icon, This is a little bit different because it's replay mode, so it doesn't show the names. But you can see, like, this is literally perfect to real OG Fortnite. But it truly jabs my heart with a knife that they're not trying as hard as these UEFN creators. Like, I said it in my last video, or a few videos ago, that they really should have given the responsibilities of making OG to UEFN creators because they care about the mode and they genuinely want to put effort into making it truly OG. And they've done it perfect. They did it with the OG icons, like I believe they had the HUD. They even had the real OG health bar down here, not the replay mode, the real one. They had the text for the starting battle boss or something, or launching the battle boss in how many seconds. They did everything. They even brought back the OG battle boss. Um, but those are the things that Fortnite isn't adding into the mode. That's killing the reason why people aren't playing it. If they truly cared and brought absolutely everything back, other than quality of life changes, which, by the way, none of this game has, it still has sprinting, mantling, sliding, it would be perfect. It would be absolutely perfect. There would be no complaints. It would be absolutely perfect. And just getting this overhead view, like, oh my god, dude. I wish Fortnite put this much effort into making their maps. Well, specifically the OG mode. I don't care about any other mode other than OG. But, like, the reason why I'm making this video is because I have a passion to change this. I want this game to be something loved by everyone. I want people to actually enjoy the game. Now, what I'm going to do is hop into the Season 3 mode we have right now. And I'm just going to show how the difference is compared to that mode, compared to the UEFN map that was made by just random creators, just for the record, which run on the same engine, just by the way. And UEFN has more limits than what Fortnite has, just for the record. So before I move on, I want to bring up the fact that the map in the OG UEFN playground map for Season 4 is not an actual image off of Google, which is what I kind of thought at first because it's so accurate. But you can tell there's differences in the Anarchy Acres region and where how bright it is compared to the real OG Season 4 map. The real one is brighter. The UEFN one is a little darker. But you can see how sharp the UEFN map looks. And it looks so good and exactly like how it did before. You could also tell when the river in Anarchy goes to the actual ocean, the pattern where it drops is completely different. So that was literally their own graphics that were automatically put into its own map, and you can only see it on replay mode because in the real game they actually use a map off of Google. But even without the regular Season 4 map, that looks so good and accurate compared to what we have in regular OG. Like, I'll put a comparison of the real Season 4 mode and the replay one, and you can see how in some areas it's different. But it's so much alike. It's actually crazy. They gotta work harder. Now, back over here. Obviously, there's some differences because we have Dusty Depot, not Dusty Divot. But, I mean, you can just already tell that the map isn't as sharp as that UEFN map. The graphics don't look too bad. But, like, you saw how in the UEFN map, this area right here, Anarchy Acres, was so much brighter. And they definitely brought some brightness into it. It's just not bright. It's just not as bright as it is on the UEFN map. You could also see how the grass is the modern grass, and I just can't with the grass. It looks so bad on the map. Like right here, white grass. In some areas, there's grass on the mountain. You can see how it's blending with the trail. And Season 1 had the OG grass, and if I'm going to be honest, Season 1 had the best graphics. And I feel like one of the reasons why that map felt like one of the best we've had is because it had the OG grass. Like, it looked one of the best because there wasn't this. It was just OG grass on the terrain it was meant to be on. Well, you can see how this area isn't as bright. You can see how the darker area over here isn't as dark or like sharp. And that's just the issue with it. Like, they need to really bring out the sharpness in the map. And then you could also tell, I can't really move it for some reason. I really hate how replay is. But you can, it's just way too smooth to bring the back that sharpness feel. Like, you can tell the sharpness in the OG map compared to this one. And I'm going to put a side by side of this one right here compared to the actual OG one. And I mean, you can just tell the differences that the sharpness of the map has for the UEFN map and obviously regular Fortnite OG. But I mean, you can really see that it's not as sharp, and the sharpness feel is something I feel like should come back because that was one of my favorite comparisons of the OG map compared to now, is how sharp the graphics felt. Like, it really does affect the way you view OG Fortnite. If you believe me or not, it really does affect it. I've talked about so much in this video that I don't really know what I missed or what I got. So there's most likely going to be another video attached to this, probably in like season 4. But basically, those changes that I explained in this video is what will make this mode absolutely perfect and will bring back many players. Epic will make a lot of money. We'll have our fun. And we're chilling. Those are the only things I want back. I also completely forgot to mention 2 Twitter things I found, so I'm just going to show them real quick. First is starting off with this video showing Fortnite OG 2024, something called Figment TODM, and Fortnite OG 2018 called Classic TODM. Now, the difference between these is that the one on the left is what the graphics are in the mode we have now, and they're, when it says Figment, it basically means like fake. So this is supposed to be a remake of the classic TODM. Now, I'm not exactly sure what TODM means. I just know it has something to do with the graphics, as you can literally see. So let's just play the video, and I'm going to kind of talk about it as it plays. You can see how, like, the shadows from the clouds reflect off of the map here, especially when it gets to, like, the bright grass. And you can see, like, how you can barely even see the shadows there. And you could also just notice that the classic one is brighter and just better looking overall. Especially when it gets to, like, the sunset. Like, that looks... This is... like, I mean, it literally is what 2018 Fortnite had. This is what 2024 Fortnite OG has. And you can just see that this one looks sharper and better. And the fact that this dude even got the classic TODM into the OG Fortnite mode really, like, confuses me. Because what is the point of remaking it if you can put the OG one in? Like, I mean, this dude had to mess with the code in order to get the classic one in, no? I mean, this just looks 20 times better than this. And, like, this is definitely something they have to bring back. And you know this is the new Fortnite, number one, because of the trees. This guy's on high graphics, so the trees look, like, more futuristic and modern. And the health bar right here is the newer one. And, like, you can just, like, this doesn't look bad right at this moment, right now. That looks more similar to this. But when it gets to, like, nighttime or just, like, certain points of day, you can tell the differences. And, like, I really want this back, because this is probably one of the reasons why the sharpness of the map isn't in the game right now. And we really need that sharpness back. I'm going to try to pause on moments where it looks completely different. Like... maybe the sunset, if we can find it. Now you can see the sunset happening, and this just looks so much better than this. Like, the sun in this is just way too bright, The sun in this is barely like you can actually see the shape of the sun. This one you can't really. But like this looks way better than this. Just overall, like not even trying to be OG, like that just looks better. And if we go to night, like this just looks exactly like Save the World because that's what it's based off of. This just looks, I mean, you can tell it's a recreation. And it kind of reminds me of how Fortnite at night looks now. Like, I haven't seen too much of it, but it just reminds me of that for some reason. This really reminds me of, like, actual OG Fortnite because it's literally the same classic TODM. Like, I just don't understand how they can't bring it back. Like, I really don't get it. And once it turns day again, I think I noticed, like, a change that was really different compared to each other. Like, right here. When it, like, gets, like, brighter, like, this is just more, like, orangey, and this is just, like, it just looks bright. Like, this just looks better overall. And they need to bring that back. It's really sad that they won't. Now what I want to show is, this, like, little, it's not really, like, criticism, but it's definitely, like, you know, it'll help with the mode. Changes we need for Fortnite Season 4 visually, which is perfect. Because I don't need quality of life changes. Keep sprinting, keep mantling. But, like, come on. You can bring back animations and all the icons and models and health bar and everything. Like, they just have to have the want to do that. But reading this off, OG grass plus map textures, yes. Authentic visuals, darker purple and more threatening storm clouds, yes. Perfect. Classic skybox and lighting, yes. They're apparently supposed to be putting the Chapter 5 skybox into Season 4, and they better not do that because that's just going to make me rage even more than I already am. All OG icons, they're definitely doing better with that. I think I've talked about this, but the only icons we need that aren't in the game still right now are the pistol and AR. But in terms of models, we only need the bandages and the grenades, and yeah, that's pretty much it for that. And then he puts a darker slash brown color for mountains on the left side of the map. A darker slash brown color for the mountains on the left side. I think I know what he's talking about. He's probably talking about more of like I was talking about it earlier how in the UEFN map you can see how much darker the like mountainous area is to the left where like Haunted Hills all the way down to like Snobby is compared to how much brighter the OG mode has it, and it's too smooth and not sharp enough. But yeah, this dude's completely right. Obviously, you said that's visually, but I would also add in UI, like health bar, and then obviously animations. I guess that's visually. So yeah. Overall, for me, I really enjoyed the UEFN map in terms of visualization because it's the little things that really help the game feel like how it did back then, and it's it's more enjoyable for me because we have all this stuff back. The only difference about this and regular OG Fortnite, obviously, is because creative doesn't have all the weapons yet. But yeah, it's Fortnite really needs to try harder with this mode, and I promise you, a lot of people will come back to play. But if you guys enjoyed this video, make sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. See ya.